All right, 2.2, finding slope. And rate of change. So we're going to be looking at what kind of slope they have, and then if parallel and perpendicular lines, we'll be looking at the slopes of those as well. So to start with, find the slope of the line passing through the given points. Tell if the line rises, falls, is horizontal or vertical. So for 8, 9, and then the point -4, 3. So what is my slope formula?
y2 minus y1 x2 minus
Yep. And I won't write it every time, but just the first time I'll write it out. So we've got, and it doesn't matter which is 0.2 and which is 0.1 as long as you are the same across the board. So 3 minus 9 over -4 minus 8. So that's -6 over -12, which reduces to 1/2. And so is that rising, falling, horizontal, or vertical?
Rising.
Rising. So it's positive, so it's rising. Let's see. -6, 5, and -6, -5. Excuse me. So m is equal to -5 minus 5 over -6 minus negative, so it's going to be +6. So I've got -10 over 0, which is what? Undefined, which means it's what kind of a line? Vertical. So undefined, and it is vertical. So when it's something divided by 0, you need to write that it's undefined, okay? Just leaving it over 0 is not sufficient. Let's see. 12, 5, 5, and 7, 3. So I've got 3 minus 5 over 7 minus 5. So we've got -2 over 2, which is -1. And what is that line doing? Falling. All right, if it ended up with 0 on top, it would be doing what? Or what line would it be?
Horizontal.
Yep, horizontal. All right, so now it says to tell whether the lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So we basically need to find the slope of both lines, and then we'll tell what's happening with them from that. So 18, line 1 is 3, -1, and 6, -4. Line 2 is -4, 5, and -2, 7. So I'm going to find the slope of line 1. So when I do it, I usually denote it with like a little 1 to symbolize that, and then I'll do a little 2 on the other one. Totally up to you how you do them, but so I've got -4 minus a negative, so +1 over 6 minus 3. So that gives me -3 over 3, which is -1. Then on the other one, I've got 7 minus 5 over negative 2 minus the negative, so plus 4, which is 2 over 2, which is 1. So what are these?
Odd.
Perpendicular.
Oh, my bad.
Perpendicular. But yes, also true. So perpendicular has to be the opposite reciprocal, okay? So a lot of people get confused with this because they're like, but one of them isn't a fraction. But technically it is because you can write it over 1, okay? So that's why they're perpendicular. I don't know why, but a lot of people get confused about that, so that's why I like to do that one. Let's see. 20. L1 is negative 1, 4 and 2, 5. L2 is negative 6, 2 and 0, 4. So M1, we've got 5 minus 4 over 2 plus 1, 1 over 3. M2, I've got 4 minus 2 over 0 plus 6. So that's 2 over 6 or 1 over 3. So what are these? Parallel. Now, if it doesn't have the same slope or they don't have the opposite reciprocal, okay, they would be, what is the only other option? They're not parallel or perpendicular. What are they? Neither.
Oh.
Okay, so if you were to do a problem and they come out, let's say you had positive 1/3 and negative 1/3, those would be neither. Okay, if it came out that way. All right. So the last thing in this section that we're going to do is average rate of change. When you hear average rate of change, you think?
Changing rates.
Slope, yes. Last thing in your notes.
Yeah, I have that right there.
That's what I used to do for the code word. I would ask them to like type that on Google Classroom as their code word. All right, so these ones give you still 2 ordered pairs. And so this one gives us 212 and 530. And then it says, basically, X is measured in hours and Y is in dollars. So it's always going to be Y over X, okay, just like when we're finding slope. And you've got to make sure you put units on this, okay? So M is equal to 30 minus 12 over 5 minus 2. So we've got, what is that, 18 over 3, which is 6. And what would my units be on this?
$1 per hour.
$per hour. All right, last one, and then we'll be done. 0.310 and 518. And it says that X is in seconds and Y is in feet. So we've got 18 minus 10 over 5 minus 3. So 8 over 2 or 4. So units are feet per second. Any questions? Good on all that? Cool. I know this chapter is still kind of review, so. 3, 5, 11, 13, 21, and 25.